Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. Hope and Steffy cause mayhem on Liam's deathbed. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam Spencer is in poor health, and the ladies in his life, specifically, his baby moms, are arguing over him. Given that Liam's condition is going to deteriorate significantly, this is not the best scenario. What you should know about this life-or-death situation is as follows. When Steffy Forrester learns that Liam has an incurable illness, she consents to preserve his secret. When that secret is revealed, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, becomes enraged. Can you picture Liam's antagonists, Hope and Steffy, watching him while he attempts to recover? The secret of Liam Spencer is revealed. Bridget Forrester is brought in to provide legal advice on Liam's case, according to a B&B preview. He is seen attempting to leave the hospital despite the doctor's advice, which is fortunate. He wants to accompany Kelly Spencer to a father-daughter dance, but he isn't thinking about how embarrassing it would be if he passes out in front of dozens of children. Tanner Novlan's character Finn Finnegan will tell us that Liam is lucky to be alive, and as his health deteriorates, Liam becomes increasingly determined to attend the dance. Is Liam on death watch? However, tragedy may draw people closer, and it's possible that Liam's awful circumstances are what lead to Hope and Steffy reconciling. Since, let's be honest, what does Hope have to do on screen without that link? This would be a nice method to get Hope back at FC. Simply make cookies and salt at the cabin. The two women commend Liam Spencer as a parent, and this could mark the start of a reconciliation in their erratic relationship. Do Hope Logan and Steffy Forrester bury the hatchet? Finn has saved two Forresters when there was little hope, but Liam appears to be near death. Can he repeat it? Or do you believe that Liam's life is truly coming to an end? Do you believe Liam will suffer the same fate as his on-screen brother Wyatt Spencer, who has departed the show? Tell us, B&B fans, rather than continuing to act like schoolgirls, is it time for Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan to grow up and stand with Liam? After Bridget attends to Liam's medical emergency, fireworks. B&B spoilers, Hope may be destroyed by the unexpected connection that develops when Bridget Logan returns to address Liam's medical emergency. Will the patient doctor? Are limits morphing into something more? Brewing hospital romance? The world of Hope is threatened by Bridget and Liam's chemistry. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam Spencer is recuperating in the hospital while attempting to hide his most recent medical emergency. But in Los Angeles, secrets never remain hidden, particularly when a Logan lady is involved. Although Steffy Forrester and Dr. John Finn Finnegan are already aware of Liam's condition, Bridget Logan, a familiar figure, is set to further aggravate this medical emergency. A doctor is the best, particularly in chemistry. Although her Hippocratic oath binds Bridget, played by the returning Ashley Jones, no one mentioned protecting her heart. The temperature in those hospital rooms is increasing, and it's not from a fever, as Hope Logan's half-sister takes over Liam's care. Liam can't help but notice that his ex-wife's sister is different the instant Bridget enters the room with her medical knowledge and composed bedside manner. Perhaps it's the assurance with which she checks his vitals. Maybe it's the way she discusses his illness with such authority. Or perhaps, just possibly, it's the indisputable spark that ignites as their gazes lock. Let's be honest, Liam has spent years trapped in the same romantic whirlpool. Steffy or Hope? Hope or Steffy? Even the most loyal followers have grown weary of the never-ending triangle. But then we have a whole new game when we encounter Bridget, who is smart, attractive, and not scared to pursue her goals. The ultimate Logan family drama, sister versus sister. Not only is this possible pairing controversial, but it is also explosive on a nuclear scale. Liam is Hope's constant one that got away, and Bridget is Hope's half-sister. The numbers are simple, but the feelings are complex. A Logan lady would not be the first to become involved with a relative's romantic interest. The category was essentially created by Brooke Logan, but this specific prohibited attraction goes deeper. Hope is already dealing with the fallout from her tumultuous relationship with Carter Walton and the fallout from her complex past with Liam and Thomas Forrester. If Hope is still working through her emotional problems and Bridget starts to feel something for Liam, not only is it nasty, but The Bold and the Beautiful thrives on this type of delectable drama. A new start with a Bridget for Liam's next chapter? A plot that doesn't revolve around Hope and Steffy ping-ponging would be greatly appreciated by Liam. Even loyal Liam fans are pleading for something, anything, new because his character has been stuck in the same love rut for so long. Bridget is a successful doctor, a mature lady with self-awareness, and someone who may provide Liam with the stability his character has always claimed to long for. She speaks her thoughts and saves lives. She isn't enmeshed in family ties or fashion house intrigue. Could Liam be able to overcome his pattern because of this medical crisis? Bridget stands for something quite different, a woman who has a prosperous profession of her own outside of the Forrester sphere and who will not put up with his vacillation. Who is most hurt in the fallout? The emotional consequences will be disastrous if Bridget and Liam's romance continues. Hope would probably feel deceived by both her sister and her former husband. Between her girls, Brooke would find herself in a difficult situation. Not to mention Steffy, who would surely have strong feelings about this recent advancement. Also. B&B spoilers, in a desperate attempt to manipulate Daphne over Carter, Brooke humiliates herself. The most explosive instance? Imagine Bridget leaning in close to check Liam's heartbeat, or possibly for something far more intimate, as Hope enters his hospital room. Pure soap opera gold, the shock, the pain, the confrontation that would ensue. Is the ultimate sister showdown being set up on The Bold and the Beautiful? It's possible that the authors are laying the groundwork for the most spectacular family conflict in recent memory. Fans should fasten their seatbelts if Bridget and Liam cross that line, since no one gets away unscathed when Logan women stand up for a guy. Sitting in a tree, kissing, Liam and Bridget. Will The Bold and the Beautiful join them? It could get complicated during Liam's hospital stay. The most recent development involving Liam Spencer and Bridget Forrester may be the most juicy yet. The Bold and the Beautiful universe thrives on scandal, surprising pairings, and romantic entanglements that leave viewers speechless. The scene is set for a possible romance that nobody anticipated, as Liam recovers in the hospital following yet another catastrophic incident. While his typical love interests, Steffy and Hope, are enmeshed in their own turmoil, Bridget, the kind and incredibly talented doctor with a golden heart, is caring for Liam's physical and emotional wounds. Is this the ideal setting for an unexpected new relationship? For what seems like an eternity, Liam has been a man caught between two women, alternating between Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan. However, what if his most recent near-death encounter upends everything in a completely other way? Let's face it, Liam is no stranger to life-or-death drama. Despite her share of romantic setbacks, Bridget, the daughter of Brooke Logan and the late Eric Forrester, has remained one of the most steady and grounded people in the B&B universe. She is compassionate, smart, and, most importantly, not involved in the typical love triangles of Forrester, Logan, and Spencer. For that reason alone, she is a welcome change for Liam, who may be at last prepared for a relationship free from emotional abuse and treachery. Imagine this, Bridget is adjusting Liam's fore while he stares up at her with those soulful eyes, frail but recovering. A shared glance lingers a fraction of a second longer than it should, and their hands briefly touch for a little too long. There is no denying the chemistry. Liam, being Liam, can't help but lean into the prospect of something new, while Bridget, ever the professional, tries to dismiss it. Since Bridget embodies safety, stability, and sincerity, three qualities his romantic life has severely lacked, he is, after all, at his most vulnerable. Let's not overlook the complications, though. Since Bridget is now a member of the Forrester family, any romance she has with Liam will reverberate across the show's already tense dynamics. Given that Bridget is both her half-sister and someone Steffy trusts, Steffy, Liam's intermittent wife, would probably view this as the ultimate betrayal. Though she might be too distracted by her own drama with Thomas to respond right now, you can bet that Hope wouldn't remain mute for very long. Then there is Brooke, who would surely have thoughts about her daughter dating a man whose past relationships are more tangled than a soap opera plot. Dramatic possibilities are unlimited. Will Bridget, who typically speaks with reason, let herself get sucked into Liam's world? Or will she see the chaos coming and put a stop to it before it starts? And how will Liam, who has been vacillating between two women for years, respond to the prospect of a third? He will likely panic, make a big gesture, and then panic again, but that's half the fun, if history is any guide. Whether or not the bold and the beautiful would go there is another matter. In recent years, Bridget has generally avoided the love spotlight in favor of her profession and her son, Logan. However, a Bridget/Liam pairing would undoubtedly spice things up, and soap operas love nothing more than reviving old dynamics in novel ways. Additionally, instead of merely playing the helpful sister or daughter, it would offer Bridget a well-earned opportunity to enter a significant plot point. Naturally, since this is a B&B, nothing would be easy. There would be jealous outbursts, miscommunications, and at least one incident where someone enters at the most inconvenient time. Perhaps during a checkup, Steffy notices Liam staring at Bridget a bit too intently. Perhaps just when Liam is moving on, Hope experiences a post-Thomas epiphany and finds she still feels something for him. Perhaps Brooke chooses to intervene, either by pushing them together or, depending on the day, pulling them apart, in typical Brooke fashion. Not to mention the most tantalizing surprise of all, what if this is more than a brief hospital flirtation? What happens if it becomes real? What if Bridget is the one who ends the cycle? Liam's relationships with Steffy and Hope have always defined him. She's grown up, doesn't play games, and has witnessed enough of Liam's drama to understand what she would be getting herself into. She might be the one person who might truly stabilize his romantic life. However, stability is the enemy of effective storytelling in The Bold and the Beautiful. Therefore, you can bet that things won't go smoothly even if Liam and Bridget do kiss beneath the mistletoe, or, more likely, at an awkward moment in the hospital hallway. At least one character will storm out of a room in a dramatic fashion, and there will be tears and accusations. And truthfully? There is no other way we would prefer it. Will B&B really go there, then? Time will tell. However, if Liam and Bridget do start kissing, the repercussions will undoubtedly be a must-watch television show. Fans of soap operas, get ready because this hospital stay could be the start of the most outrageous Liam love tale ever. Bridget Forrester returns to B&B, Liam's surprise doctor news. Spoilers for Wednesday, April 16th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that when Dr. Bridget Forrester, Ashley Jones, comes to B&B, Liam Spencer will receive some unexpected medical news. Liam is now recuperating in the hospital, where his medical team will continue to test him and wait for the results. He will be caught off guard when Bridget appears and says she is now working on Liam's case. Up until now, Dr. Grace Buckingham has been in charge, but she will depend on Bridget's knowledge for the next step. When Liam learns that several doctors are working together on this medical inquiry, he might become a bit anxious. It might make Liam question whether his illness is more severe than previously believed. Regretfully, it appears that this plot is indeed going in that way. Grace and Bridget will establish that Liam's condition is inoperable, therefore it seems like a brain tumor is the underlying root of his issues. Fans of B&B should keep an eye out for Dr. John Finnegan's response, as Bridget and Grace will soon be providing him with updates on this challenging information. As for Liam, he'll welcome Bridget's aid despite any fears that might bubble up concerning his worsening health issues. In the upcoming episodes, Liam's issue will intensify as he worries more about attending Kelly Spencer's father-daughter dance. Luna Nozawa will continue to speak with Sheila Sharp while maintaining her position. Despite the fact that Will Spencer pushed her away, Luna will not give up and will make him her man. Hope Logan, Annika Noel, will receive some love advice from Deacon Sharp, S. Deacon may encourage Hope to get back together with her ex-husband in Wednesday's episode, as he has been praising Liam lately. According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, if Deacon continues this, Hope might ultimately begin to predict another chapter with Liam. Make CDL your one-stop resource for more thrilling Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news, and updates. Liam risks his life for a school dance without realizing he has a The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that Steffy Forrester visits Liam Spencer, whose life she saved after discovering him slumped on the concrete, during the week of April 14th to 18th. Liam might do something stupid that jeopardizes his recuperation, and they have a daughter together, Kelly Spencer, Sophia Paris. Will it be necessary to discipline Liam in order to prevent him from endangering his health? Indeed, perhaps. Liam was saved by Steffy. Steffy might come to regret her decision to keep Liam's accident a secret. They discuss their kid and her impending dance, which she is really thrilled about, when she pays him a visit in the hospital to see how he is doing. Liam is devastated that he is unable to attend the father-daughter dance. Liam tends to view the trees rather than the forest, even if there is undoubtedly a larger picture to consider. Although Liam is upset that Kelly won't be attending the dance, he isn't taking into account the fact that he needs time to heal completely. Return of Dr. Bridget Forrester. In order to discuss Liam's case with Dr. Grace Buckingham, Cassandra Creech, Dr. Bridget Forrester, Ashley Jones, is brought in and reminds him to relax. Liam underwent surgery to treat a potentially fatal brain hemorrhage. Nonetheless, Liam obsesses about Kelly's feelings and he resolves to go to the dance with his daughter. The B&B weekly preview video reveals that dumb Liam pulls the connections keeping him linked up to hospital machines with the goal to escape the hospital against medical advice. Liam makes a bad decision. Grace and Bridget are shocked and caution Liam about this hasty choice, but we all know how determined Liam can be when he wants something. In the future, Liam shows up at Steffy's looking dapper for the dance. Even his stupid hat conceals the bandage on his head. What might go wrong? Although Liam means well, the terrible timing and spoilers suggest that he is far more ill than the doctors initially thought. Do you find this revelation shocking and upsetting, B&B fans? What do you think Liam will do next? After receiving a devastating diagnosis, does Steffy assist Liam with his bucket list? According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy Forrester might be able to assist Liam Spencer with his bucket list. Following Liam's heartbreaking diagnosis, would these ex-partners embark on an adventure? A somber hint as to the direction of Liam's story may be found in B&B's teaser video for the week of April 14th to 18th. Let's discuss what lies ahead as Liam's medical crisis is likely to take yet another distressing turn. In their chat with Dr. John Finnegan, Doctors Grace Buckingham and Bridget Jones will soon use the word inoperable. Liam might receive updates on his diagnosis of an incurable brain tumor and come to terms with his unfortunate circumstances. If such is the case, Liam may begin to reflect on all the places and activities he has yet to experience. If Liam believes that he hasn't achieved everything he wants to in life, especially if it's going to be cut short, he may have some regrets. Although Liam may initially attempt to conceal his terminal illness from Steffy, he may eventually admit that he is running out of time. If Liam wants to build a bucket list, Steffy might be the first person he should ask to help him with it. In such a scenario, it's simple to envision Liam and Steffy re-establishing their deeper connection. Steffy might earn Liam's appreciation by helping him cross off everything he wants to do before he dies. For these past lovers, that can mean some private kisses or even some forbidden passion between the sheets. In these trying times, Liam and Steffy might proceed too far with their reunion. Naturally, if Finn ultimately discovers an experimental cure to rescue Liam, this plot may take a different turn. Since it occurred with Eric Forrester, John McCook, Liam may also experience it. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Bridget and Grace will make some depressing predictions regarding Liam's future, but there might be a turning point that saves his life. A possible arc in which Steffy Forrester helps Liam Spencer achieve his bucket list following a catastrophic medical diagnosis might be one of the most moving ever. The Bold and the Beautiful relies on high-stakes drama, emotional twists, and heartbreaking storylines. Consider the emotional toll that Liam, a character who has been embroiled in romantic strife for years, would have to bear when he suddenly had to face his own mortality. What if the program took a raw, intensely personal turn by having Liam receive life-altering news, and Steffy, despite their complex past, becomes his rock in his darkest hour, instead of another love triangle or business takeover? Being caught between Steffy and Hope Logan in a never-ending loop of breakups and reunions, Liam has always been a character characterized by his indecision. However, what if he had to reconsider everything due to a serious, life-limiting ailment or a terminal illness? Time is running out, there will be no more corporate plans or back and forth between two ladies. And Steffy, the lady who has supported him through all of his highs and lows, is the best person to be there for him. Their relationship has withstood betrayals, extramarital encounters, and even weddings to other people, but they always end up back together. But this time, the focus would be on friendship, finding closure, and making the most of every moment rather than romance. Picture the terrible scene. Liam sits in a doctor's office, his typical charm replaced by stunned stillness as he learns the news. Perhaps it's a rare, violent disease, or maybe he's just dealing with the fallout from too many mishaps. In any event, the outlook is bleak. Here comes Steffy, who is fierce, devoted, and unwilling to leave him to deal with this alone. She comes forward as someone who truly cares for him, not as his ex-wife or a competitor for his affections, in spite of everything they have gone through. To make sure he makes the most of his remaining time, she suggests assisting him in making and finishing a bucket list. This place has boundless emotional potential. Imagine Steffy and Liam taking him to destinations he's always wanted to see, such as a busy European metropolis, a peaceful beach at sunset, or even just going back to some of the most significant locations in Los Angeles. There would be layers of regret, nostalgia, and bittersweet joy in every adventure. They might leisurely dance beneath the stars in a setting where they are two people savoring the moment rather than lovers. Or maybe, with Steffy's aid, Liam finally writes letters to the people he loves, Hope, his father Bill, and his daughter Kelly. Naturally, though, since this is a B&B, nothing would be easy. No doubt, even in these awful circumstances, Hope would find it difficult to see Steffy and Liam so close again. Would she feel excluded or would she comprehend? What about Finn? Although Steffy's husband has always felt safe in their union, he can become unexpectedly envious when he sees his wife dedicate herself to her ex's last days. Bill, on the other hand, would probably alternate between fury and denial since he would not understand that his son's life might be taken too soon. Ridge and Brooke would be in the midst, supporting each other while battling their own feelings. But the character development is the most interesting part of this plot. Liam may eventually stop avoiding his issues and learn to value the people who have always been there after being forced to face his own death. As she supports him in facing the unthinkable, Steffy, who is frequently presented as a fighter, would display a softer, more vulnerable side. Additionally, the audience would experience a range of emotions, including grief as time passes, laughing through tears as Liam crosses things off his list, and perhaps even a ray of optimism, no pun intended, in the event of a last-minute medical breakthrough. In reality, would the bold and the beautiful go there? Tragic plots are not unheard of in soap operas, but even for B&B, a fatal disease arc is weighty. Nevertheless, if executed well, it might rank among the most compelling storylines in the history of the program. It would allow Jacqueline MacInnes Wood, Steffy, and Scott Clifton, Liam, to create performances that are worthy of an Emmy, brimming with depth and unadulterated emotion. Fans would also get to witness the entire circle of Liam and Steffy's relationship, not as rivals or lovers, but as two people who had a memorable bond. Ultimately, whether Liam lives or dies, the effects would be felt. Steffy's character would be redefined by her selflessness in putting aside her prior grudges to support him. Everyone in Liam's vicinity would be compelled to consider their own lives as a result of his voyage. What about the audience? They would find themselves reaching for Kleenex as a reminder that, despite the glitzy, dramatic world of the bold and the beautiful, stories about love, sorrow, and what it really means to live are the most impactful. Will Steffy assist Liam in fulfilling his life's ambitions? This may be one of the most memorable periods in B&B history if the authors have the guts to go in this brave and tragic direction. We will all require emotional assistance to get through it, that much is certain.